Welcome to this episode of Racing Dean, brought to you from Wilton Mill, running the Zulu or National Circuit layout, which is a bit shorter than the International layout. And we're in the Club 100 C Final. As the replay at the beginning suggested, there was a bit of action in this final, and you won't have to wait very long to see it, because it happens on about lap 3 or 4. Now, I didn't have a very good time in the heats. I did pretty well in Heat 1. Heat 2, I made a mistake, and in Heat 3, I was victim of someone else's mistake, a bit like what we just saw there, where there was a bit of a traffic jam and I got spun around, so I wouldn't start in a high position in the C final, but had it all to do. And the slightly frustrating thing was that I had quite good pace this weekend. I'd raced in the GP60 and had really got the hang of things. So I was hoping to make up some places in this C final. Everything's calmed down a little bit now, and I'm just starting to look at the super heavyweight driver in front. And he has attached himself onto a group where a friend of mine, Daryl Bennett, is fighting. So as we come through this complex, it's a good pointer actually to aim for that white sign on the horizon which says Dirty Bugs or something like that. It's an off-road driving school. Just make the pass here on the heavyweight, super heavyweight, thank you very much. And we can see here that these 4 karts are slowing themselves down quite a lot. And this would be the accident. Poor old Daryl Bennett, him and I have crossed paths a few times, never really maliciously, but I just did want to do a slow motion review. And it starts up front when one kart starts to go slowly. He kind of parks it on the apex. Daryl brakes to avoid a collision and actually starts to spin before I hit him. And then I do collect him on the way through. Here's another view, courtesy the 360 camera. Some arm gesturing. What I'm trying to imply by these gestures is, I'm sorry, that wasn't my fault. God, shit happens. As the name of this video would suggest, a penalty was handed out in my direction for 6 places. I'll let you guys be the judge of whether it was just or not. I've made an effort to make it transparent what happened in the replay, but let me know in the comments what you think. We just cut forward to the end of the race now, and I was following this guy around. I wasn't really sure what position he was in, but I was now a lap down, so I didn't really want to try and overtake him lest I cause an accident or something like that, so just following him around. Did get close a few times, but just thought I'd err on the side of caution. And the sun is setting on Wilton Mill. It's a very pleasant day in the end. And unfortunately this guy just takes a little bit too much curb there and does find himself popping into the tyre wall. And I saw him walking around afterwards, so he was totally okay. But just unfortunate for him. It was on either the penultimate lap or maybe even the last lap. So that was the end of my day at Wilton Mill. The highlight of the weekend was being 11th fastest in the 30-minute warm-up ahead of the heats, and that was as good as it would get for me on this day, having a good battle with Aid during that warm-up. And I'm looking forward to the next round at Buckmore Park. For half a second I did wonder if I'd catch these guys in front. I think given a few more laps I may have been on the back of them, but of course I was a lap down all the same. So notching this one up to experience, always a learning curve, and I guess it doesn't always go your way in Club 100, and this would be one of those weekends where things just didn't go my way. But we live and learn, and on to the next event.
We was all done then.
Yeah, that wasn't, I mean...